Spain's digital nomad visa is one of the most popular in the world right now, and most people applying for it wait 3 to 6 months at their local consulate, get a 1-year visa, and then have to apply for the residency all over again when they arrive. But there's another path, one that gets you a 3-year residence permit. It's often processed in weeks instead of months and skips the consulate maze entirely. This is the inside Spain route, and if you're serious about making Spain your base, this might be the smartest move you make. I'm Brad with Evolution Expats. I've spent over 10 years helping people navigate international mobility, both professionally and personally as an expat myself. Today, I'm breaking down the inside Spain route, what it is, who it's for, and how to know if it's right for you. If you're serious or curious about international mobility, hit subscribe. Immigration laws change fast. Spain just raised its income requirements just this year. And I will keep you informed so you're never caught off guard. And leave a like so that the content I make for you gets sent to you. Before we dive in, a quick roadmap. This video is about application strategy, specifically how to apply from in Spain to get the faster processing and the longer 3-year permit. This applies whether you're a remote worker for a corporation or a freelancer working for yourself. But your eligibility details and tax situation will differ based on those situations. If you're a remote employee working for a non-Spanish company, I'm releasing a dedicated video on Beckham's law. That's the 24% flat tax rate that could save you thousands. If you're a freelancer or business owner, your documentation and tax path is different. I've got a video coming for you too. This video gives you the overall strategy. Those videos will break down the specifics for your situation. Subscribers will receive both videos shortly. All right, now let's get into it. What exactly is the Inside Spain route? When Spain launched the Digital Nomad Visa in January of 2023 as part of their Startup Act, they created 2 separate legal pathways to get it. The first is the Consulate Route. This is what most people know about. You apply at a Spanish consulate in your home country, you wait for an appointment, which can take months depending on where you live, then you wait for processing, which officially takes 15 to 45 days, but in reality often stretches to 2 to 4 months. Some people in 2025 have been reporting up to 6 months. But then when you're finally approved, you only get a 1-year visa, you fly to Spain, and within 30 days of entering, you have to apply to convert that visa into an actual residence permit. The second path is the Inside Spain route. You fly to Spain as a tourist. Americans, Brits, Canadians, Australians, and citizens of many other countries who get 90 days visa-free. Then while you're there, you apply directly at a specialized immigration unit called the UGE. If approved, you get a 3-year residence permit. Not a 1-year permit that needs converting, a 3-year permit issued directly. The same eligibility requirements, the same documents, a different process, and a dramatically different outcome. So why is the inside route faster? The UGE, that's the Unit for Large Companies and Strategic Collectives, is a specialized division that specializes in handling these applications. Spain wants this type of immigration. Consulates, on the other hand, handle everything. Tourist visas, student visas, work permits, family reunification, routine paperwork for Spanish nationals. They have to do it all, and they're backlogged. The Inside Spain route uses digital submission, which means no appointment bottleneck. And frankly, Spain wants digital nomads contributing to their economy right now, not 6 months from now. So here's the real advantage though. When you go the consulate route, you get a 1-year visa, then you arrive in Spain and you have to apply for your actual residence card. With the inside route, you're already getting the 3-year card on your first application, day 1. And while your application processes, you're not sitting at home refreshing your email. You're in Spain, exploring neighborhoods, finding an apartment, living your life. Most applicants focus on the consulate route because it's the traditional path. But people who are action-oriented and comfortable with a little bit of ambiguity, the inside route is the smarter play. It's definitely the fastest and the most fun. Now, let's talk about who can actually use this route. First, to use the Inside Spain route, you must be from a visa-free country. That means you can enter Spain as a tourist without a visa. This includes the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and many other countries. You get 90 days in the Schengen zone, and that's your window to apply. If you're from a country that needs a visa to visit Spain as a tourist, the consulate route will be your only option. Now, for the digital nomad visa generally, this applies to both the inside and outside routes, you must be a non-EU citizen. You must work remotely for companies or clients outside of Spain. This is the core requirement. You can have some Spanish clients, but no more than 20% of your income can come from Spanish sources. You can qualify either as an employee of a foreign company or as a freelancer with foreign clients. The documentation differs, but both paths work. You also need either a university degree or 3 years professional experience in your field. One or the other is all that's required, not both. You must also meet the income threshold. Going into 2026, that's 2,763 euros per month for a single applicant. That works out to about 33,000 euros per year. If you're bringing a spouse or partner, at about 1,000 euros per month, each child adds around 350 euros to that total. You also need a clean criminal record and a valid health insurance while you're in Spain. If you're nodding along to all of that, you're likely a candidate. If any of these are question marks, check the links in the description for detailed breakdowns or grab my guide where I cover all of the edge cases and complex application statuses. Today, I'm walking you through the process at a high level. Our guide has the exhaustive checklist and planning details. Here, I want you to understand the phases so that you can see how this comes together should you choose to move forward with your Mediterranean dreams from inside Spain. Phase 1 is preparation. This happens before you fly to Spain. You gather your documents, your criminal background check, your proof of income, employment verification or client contracts, and your health insurance. These documents will need apostilles and need to be translated into Spanish by a certified translator. This is the part that most people underestimate. A criminal background check from the FBI takes 3 to 5 weeks. Apostilles take additional time and require a drive to your state capital or the use of a service that does it for you. Translations add yet more time. You do this at home, not in Spain. If you fly to Spain without your documents ready, you'll be rejected. Some people also get their NIE number before they leave. That's the foreigner identification number. They would do that at the Spanish consulate before travel. It's optional, but it can simplify things later. Phase 2 is arrival and setup. This is your first 1 to 2 weeks in Spain. You secure real accommodation, not a hotel, an actual apartment with a rental contract or landlord agreement. You need a real address. Then you register that address with the local city hall. This is called the empadronamiento, and it's a critical document you'll need for your application. If you didn't get your NIE before arriving, you then handle that too. You also set up your access to Spain's digital system so you can submit your application online. Phase 3 is the application itself. This typically happens in week 2 or 3. You submit your application online through the UGE portal. You upload all of your documents, pay the fee, about 73 euros, and wait. The official processing time is 20 business days. In practice, many people hear back in 2 to 4 weeks. Phase 4 is approval and receiving your residence card. Once you receive your approval, you book an appointment to provide your fingerprints. Then you wait for your physical TIE card. That's your actual residence permit. That can take another 30 to 45 days to produce it, but you'll have a receipt during that time that proves you have legal status in Spain while you wait, so you don't have to worry about leaving to maintain compliance with your tourist visa validity period. 4 phases: preparation, setup, application, approval. The details matter, and that's exactly what my guide walks you through step by step with timelines and checklists. Link. Now, here's what you need to understand about timing. You're entering Spain as a tourist. You have 90 days from the moment you land. That's when the clock starts. So let's do some rough math. Step 1 takes 1 to 2 weeks. If you submit your application by day 21 and processing time takes 3 weeks, you're already approved around day 42. That's plenty of margin. But delays happen. Incomplete applications get sent back. Appointments to pick up your information could be backlogged. You don't want to be scrambling on day 85 wondering if you need to leave the country to maintain compliance. That's why I recommend what I call the 2-trip strategy. I recognize this is not an insignificant cost, but as you are considering a radical change in your life, moving across the world, I believe, and my clients have found, that judicious preparation and first-hand experience beats any amount of theoretical guesswork. So, trip 1 is reconnaissance. You fly to Spain for a week or 2. You scout cities. You find an apartment. You meet landlords. You get a feel for the neighborhoods. Maybe you handle your empadronamiento if your chosen landlord can provide you with the documentation you need. Then you fly home. Back at home, you finalize all of your documents. You know your Spanish address now, so everything will be accurate. You get your remaining apostilles and translations. You get your NIE at your local Spanish consulate. Everything is now ready. Trip 2 is then execution. You arrive with all of your documents complete and ready to submit. Your empadronamiento, if you haven't done it already, you would do it then. You submit your application then within the first week, and then you wait comfortably in your new neighborhood in the apartment you chose, knowing you're well ahead of the 90-day clock. The first trip costs you a flight and a couple of weeks, but it can save you months of stress and dramatically reduce your rejection risk. My guide includes a complete 2-trip planning timeline if this approach makes sense for you. And a quick note on the location where you will actually go through this process. Not all Spanish cities are created equal when it comes to bureaucracy. Madrid generally runs smoothly. They have a large immigration office and efficient processes for registering your address. Barcelona is a beautiful city with a huge digital nomad community, but it's notoriously difficult for the empadronamiento, and the appointment system is a little bit chaotic there. I love Barcelona, but I wouldn't recommend it for the application process. Apply somewhere else, then move there after you have your residence card. Valencia and Malaga are growing nomad hubs with generally manageable bureaucracy. Smaller cities often have easier processes and fewer appointment backlogs, but less English speaking support if that's an issue for you. My guide includes a full city comparison drawn from the experiences of our clients. Bureaucratic difficulty, cost of living, nomad infrastructure, all of it, so you can choose strategically, not just based on the vibes from a short vacation. Now, let's get honest who this route is actually for. The Inside Spain route is for you if you're from a visa-free country and you can enter Spain as a tourist. If you're an action taker who's comfortable with some ambiguity. If your documents are ready or can be ready within the period of 4 to 6 weeks. If you want the 3-year permit instead of starting with a just 1-year permit. If you are frustrated with your consulate wait times back home. If you are already in Europe or can easily travel to Spain. Or if you'd rather be in Spain while you're figuring things out than waiting at home for months. This route is not for you if you need a visa to enter Spain. The consulate route is your only option. It's not for you if your documents are not ready and you want to leave next week. It is not for you if you are extremely risk averse and need everything approved before you make any moves. It is not for you if you have a complex family application with spouse, kids, and dependents that add layers of complexity, or if you cannot commit to 60 to 90 days in Spain for this process. The consular route still makes sense if you want approval in hand before uprooting your life. If you have 4 to 6 months to wait, it makes sense if your local consulate has reasonable appointment availability, or if certainty matters to you more than speed. Both routes lead to the same destination. The inside route is faster and gets you more time up front. The consulate route is predictable. Choose based on who you are, not just what's theoretically optimal. If you're watching this, you're probably already drawn to Spain. So let me confirm your instincts real quickly. Spain ranked #1 globally for digital nomads in 2025 according to the Global Citizen Solution Report. It has one of the lowest income thresholds in Europe. Portugal, for example, requires over 3,400 euros per month. Spain asks for a little bit over 2,700. It's a great place for you if you're a remote employee because Beckham's law offers a 24% flat tax rate for the first 6 years. I will be covering that in my upcoming videos. Then after 5 years of residence, you can apply for permanent residency with either of the approaches. Then after 10 years of residency, you can apply for citizenship. If you're a citizen of a Latin American country that is Spanish speaking, that requirement drops to just 2 years. Another benefit, your Spanish residence card gives you Schengen access to travel freely across the entire Schengen area. All of Europe is now available to you for travel. The cost of living in Spain is about 25% lower than other countries in Europe, such as France, and significantly lower than the United Kingdom. You, of course, know about the Mediterranean climate, the rich culture, and they have an excellent healthcare system that you will be eligible for as a permanent resident. Spain isn't just a place to work remotely for a year. It's a legitimate path to building a life in Europe. Here's my take. The Inside Spain route is the power move for prepared applicants, but prepared is the key word. Spanish bureaucracy rewards thoroughness. Incomplete applications will get rejected. Missing documents cause delays. Winging it is gambling with your timeline and potentially with your ability to stay in the country. If you're organized, if you're action-oriented and willing to invest in proper preparation, this route can have you legally in Spain within 60 days instead of waiting 6 months or more. That's exactly why I built my guide, to take everything we've discussed here and turn it into an executable plan. If Spain feels right and the inside route resonates with you, here's your next step. Pick up my Inside Spain Route guide. It's the complete DIY guide to Spain's digital nomad visa. It includes a step-by-step execution timeline, complete document checklist organized by country based on your origin, the United States, UK, Canada, Australia. It helps you with employer letter templates and landlord communication scripts in Spanish. It has a full city comparison covering bureaucracy, cost of living, and nomad infrastructure. It has a UGE portal walkthrough. It has the 2-trip planning guide and a breakdown of common rejection reasons and exactly how to avoid them. It's everything I wish existed when I first started navigating international residency, condensed into one resource so you can execute with confidence. Now, if you're a remote employee and you want to understand the Beckham Law tax advantage or how to potentially cut your tax rate down to 24%, make sure you subscribe so you catch that video when it drops. If you're a freelancer or business owner, I've got a dedicated video coming for you too. I will also be releasing a comprehensive Spain city ranking guide for expats, where we will cover where to live, the cost of living, infrastructure, digital nomad communities, quality of life, all of which is firsthand information from our clients to help you make an informed decision on where you want to live. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. As always, the right information makes it all possible. I'm Brad with Evolution Expats, and we'll see you in our next video.